We are Canadian still! Welcome back to Why Canada Will Never Be the 51st State Part 2. We're tackling your comments and wow, you did not hold back. In our last video, we addressed the elephant in the room, which was Donald Trump, and how he was saying that Canada should become the 51st state. Now let me tell you, you guys had a lot to say as well. The comments you left, over 3,000 plus of them, man, they were loaded.
Let me tell you, this debate was spicy, just like our spicy Mott's Clamato Caesars up here in Canada.
And if you're expecting this video to be a big story, you're wrong.
Yep, up until now, Canada and the US were more than just neighbors. We were best friends.
And now it seems as if you're just a Facebook friend, and my finger's just hovering over that unfriend button. Boop. Let's address one of the main comments we got from a lot of Trump supporters, which was, "It was a joke. Get over it. He was just playing with you. Don't you get his sense of humor?" Come on, man. Making an insult to another country is not exactly what I would call a joke.
So no, we're not getting over it, and Canada is going to stand up to the United States because we are nobody's punchline, people. Let's talk a little bit about geography, shall we?
Yes, we shall, because someone needs a lesson on geography.
Yeah, Trump, this is to you, man. The Matterhorn is in Switzerland, not Canada. Switzerland. So yeah, Americans, y'all voted for someone who probably thinks that Poutine is French for Putin.
Okay, we'll just leave that there. Moving on.
You know what, though? I do have to say, I'm going to get a lot of flack for saying Poutine. I know it's Putin.
But it didn't really fit with the joke.
No. Oh, and this is one of my favorite things. A lot of people were calling us mooching off of the United States. Listen, we are their greatest trading partner.
Did you know that 76% of Canadian exports go to the US? That includes 60% of USA's crude oil imports, a whopping 4.3 million barrels a day. That's a lot of oil, baby.
And before we give Canada a hard time, let's get real. We don't even come close to what you import from China, including the fact that most of Trump's own products come from China. So when you're pointing your fingers at who's taking American jobs, maybe you should be checking on where those Trump-branded ties or coins or those Make America Great hats are coming from.
It's not from your friendly Canadian moose factory. Canada is the US's greatest ally. We're talking like $1.3 trillion in trade annually. We're your #1 partner here. Why are you insulting us?
Canada is your biggest consumer. We buy more US goods than anyone else. So Trump, before you start throwing shade at your neighbors, maybe take a peek at who's keeping your economy afloat.
Some Canadians are saying that we shouldn't have told Americans to put a Canadian flag on their backpacks. Look, we stand by it. Americans who travel are usually awesome. They're curious, respectful, and often better at pronouncing Toronto than some Canadians.
If you're an American exploring the world with a little Canadian flag on your backpack, we don't mind. Just remember to say sorry a lot. And never, ever try to explain why football is better than hockey. And now for a very serious note. To the Americans who did not vote for Trump and are stuck dealing with him, we feel for you. We still think of you as our best friends, our greatest allies, and our very close neighbors. We would be honored if you would consider us as your emotional support Canadian friends. We've got your back.
Maple syrup included. About our Canadian identity, because I really wanted to address this. Yes, we mistakenly called Canada a melting pot. Canadians, you were right to roast us for that. Canada is a cultural mosaic. A pizza, not a stew, or salad, as somebody pointed out. That's a great way to describe it. Diversity is definitely our jam.
We got like so many triple exclamation marks that we are all American.
Yes, Canada's in North America, Mexico's in North America, but I've never heard a Canadian or a Mexican call themselves American. We use America because it is the only country that has America in the actual title. Even just think about Brazil. Brazil's in South America, but they don't call themselves American, do they? No, let's be real.
Let's just chill with that argument, okay? I don't want to hear it again.
You've been told. Like we said, no sorries here. We're not apologizing.
Yes, you've been told by an angry Canadian with a toque. Oh boy, did people ever get mad about this one?
Yep, there's a political powder keg happening up here in Canada as well. And hey, just because we said that Trudeau can rock out with the Tragically Hip and Taylor Swift, wow, you took that personally and branded us automatically Trudeau lovers.
Come on, we know the guy's not perfect and we know that a lot of things he does wrong. I think that would be great if people on the other side would start looking that way.
Yeah, and for the record, we think it's time for Trudeau to actually pass on the baton. He has had a good run. Kind of like, when your favorite band's been touring for years and you're like, okay, love you guys, but maybe it's time for a fresh album or maybe a new lead singer? So one of the main issues with the comments from Canadians was about the wait times in our healthcare system.
I actually looked this up on the Canadian Medical Association's website because I wanted to be clear on this. And they said 50% of patients are seen within 2.6 hours in the emergency room. And if you have a really serious problem, like a car accident or a heart attack, you're seen immediately. And then for the rest of the people, 90% of them are seen within 7.9 hours.
And remember, there's no co-pays, there's no surprise bills. Heck, there's no selling a kidney for an MRI or anything like that.
And to the selfish people out there who are whining about their taxes, not every single penny of your taxes go towards healthcare.
For example, you already pay for public schools, roads, and parks that you may not use. So why not healthcare? In case you're wondering, it's called community.
So many people were constantly complaining about what we don't have. This drives me nuts because Canada is constantly ranked as one of the best public health systems in the world. Instead of saying, yeah, well, our healthcare sucks, why not say, you know what? Thank God we have healthcare where we can just walk into an emergency room for free.
Now, let's tackle border security, which is kind of a non-issue since Trudeau just put in new border measures.
I'm okay with strengthening border security because you know what? I am pretty tired about having semi-automatic weapons sneaking into our country. So border control, I don't think you'll find one Canadian not happy with that one.
And for those schooling us on Canada's parliamentary system, thank you. We are here to make amends.
When talking about our parliament, we should have said that we have two dominant parties, the Liberal and the Progressive Conservatives. We also mentioned the NDP, but that's because the Liberals and the NDPs, they had this coalition going on. But now Singh is vowing to take down the Liberals and the Conservatives, so our government is falling. So they're always, at the top of our mind. But the Bloc Québécois has more seats in the House than the NDP, so we really should have mentioned them. And hey, the Green Party has a couple as well. But that is what we love about our parliamentary system. There are several parties working together, and they really have to work as a unit to get things done. Yeah, I did not expect that one to get so much attention. I put in a bunch of Canadian names of famous Canadians, and boy, did we get flack for not putting in every single famous Canadian. So we are going to rectify that mistake. And as we're speaking all this time, every Canadian that we could think of who's famous is going up on the screen.
And if we miss one, I'm sure one of you out there will leave a comment and let us know. Oh, and a shout out to the Trump supporters whose comments were full of, let's say, creative spelling choices. We noticed,
We laughed.
so thanks for the entertainment. This whole debate was peak internet chaos, and we loved it. We really did. We got a laugh. It was great entertainment for us, so keep those comments coming.
But just remember,
Canada isn't joining the States anytime soon.
I don't think a person has united Canada quite as much since Gord Downey's final show from Kingston, Ontario. Thank you, Trump. You have brought us all together with one united theme. You will not be running this country. If you need to leave America for a safe haven up here after Trump, just watch our videos to learn how to survive. We have a lot of them, like Canadian stereotypes, Canadian food,
How to speak Canadian, how to survive a Canadian winter. We got a whole playlist of them, so make sure to check them out.